right, what everyone? We here live ahead of John Cena's final in-ring appearance, John Cena's final match ahead of Saturday night's main event, Washington, D.C. Man, end of an era here. We're going to talk all about John Cena. We're going to talk about this tournament. So many moving parts, but we got to get to Saturday night's main event. 4 matches on the card. Sorry, guys, very late. Including a lot of the NXT talent. So I'm very excited for that. But guys, please welcome back to the show. You know him as editor-in-chief of thepopbreak.com, a BCP OG, hashtag Dad Instincts, freshly back from Disney World. Big smile on his face, the very handsome Mr. Bill Bodkin. Bill, welcome in. How are you, my friend?
Oh, holy shit in Shawshank Redemption. It is great to be back. Yeah, I was told I could curse, and I was like, all right. I just woke up from a 5-minute cat nap from AEW's Winter is Coming, and I was like, well, I can swear, so I can swear. So very happy to be here to talk about old Jonathan Cena, and we're actually going to see him. We're actually going to see him, guys. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, man, and I can't wait to talk about it, man, give some flowers. And we might even get emotional during this one. Who knows?
I'll try.
And speaking of BCP OGs, we got to welcome back, of course, you know him as the Anti-Smart, the maker of amazing brisket, Joe Hendry's favorite BCP Plus personality, our good friend, Mr. Matt Wittes. Matt, how are you this evening, sir? Let me move this logo off your face. Sorry, bro.
Strikes and gutters, pal. Strikes and gutters.
Dude, I say that literally every day. I say that every day, man, but we put one foot in front of the other, man. That's it. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. And I think the Anti-Smart exemplifies that more than anyone I know. So thank you, Matt, for being here, man. We'll see what you got for the picks. And guys, please welcome back to the show. You know him as the Mr. Perfect of the BCP. In fact, I think the last time he was here, he had perfect picks. Yet again, you know him from Sweet Chin Musings, the very handsome Mr. Mike Mueller. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me here, Rob. And you know what? I can't see any better way of sending John Cena out than with a panel like this. So I'm very excited to be here and talk about Cena and Saturday night's main event and all of that good stuff. So let's get into it.
I love it. And this is a very handsome panel. This may be one of the most handsome panels of all time. I'll just put it out there. I don't want to take the shine away from Cena, but I'm just putting it out there. And guys, please welcome back. You know him from DFPN, the No Gimmicks podcast. Honestly, probably, and I've been doing this for a long time, but he probably really is the best interviewer on BCP Plus. Our good friend, Mr. Kelvin Kately. How are you, sir? Welcome in.
Put too much pressure on me, bro. That's a lot of pressure.
I mean, aren't you the same guy who got the Hardys to rap on a BCP Plus interview?
Bro.
I mean, this is true. This is true. Heck of a year, man. It's been a heck of a year.
It has, man. We're just getting warmed up, man. But I don't want to just get the hype going, man. We want to deep dive into this thing. And guys in the chat, share the stream. Let us know kind of just how you feel about John Cena's last opponent. John Cena's, the time is now. This is his last match ever. Obviously, I wanted to give some flowers here. But we'll get Bill singing a little bit. Oh, I love this. Courtney Rice, Women's Wrestling Talk. Check her out. Sending love to Rob and the entire team. Thank you for tuning in. And Courtney, if you have any favorite, and we got to get you on the show, but if you have any favorite John Cena memories or anything you want to share in the chat, please let us know. And thank you for saying that. Jeffrey T. Fountain, USDN. It could be the most handsome, but the chairman is missing. We are missing the chairman. We're going to have to get him back on here because that would put it over the top. We got to kind of build to that, so. Thank you, Jeffrey, for weighing in. But Cena, he's had an amazing, career, Grand Slam champion, greatest of all time, never seen 17. The accolades go on and on. But for me, it's the outside the ring stuff. The Make-A-Wish stuff, man. More wishes than anyone in history. To me, the big one was like during COVID. And we were all kind of in that weird place and all shut down. And, Bill, you and I were podcasting, just trying to kind of connect and keep everything going. Matt, you as well. Sometimes Matt and I would watch the pay-per-views together on Zoom. And it was a weird time. We didn't know what this thing was, why we all had to stay home. And I remember Cena took the flight to visit one of the kids and he wore the mask, and that picture of him holding the kid with the mask on, man, that really touched me. And it's just someone who seems to continually someone who seems to continually want to leave the business, especially now, better than he's found it. It hit home closer to today on Twitter. We'll talk about that in a little bit, man. But I really think during this time, and Matt, you and I have said it on the radio, he's really been giving back as much as he possibly can. And I'm not just talking about the in-ring stuff or the matches he's having, but like he put over the whole Judgment Day. Like the women did their finishers on him. He visited NXT when Bailey just had the is it Lodestone? The
yes,
whole seminar where a lot of these, gals that I see every weekend on the independents are down there getting this opportunity. And who's sitting with there? I believe more than one has said he was there for 8 hours with them, spent time with every single one. I think there were 18 indie wrestlers down there. I mean, he's definitely hanging it up. I think he's been very firm about that. He seems to be a man of his word. But I think that stuff to me, especially when it kind of hits home or it's people I know or see on the weekend, and I get to talk to about this stuff, like that's really cool. Like you're really giving back and leaving it better than you found it, man. So I do have, I want to read in a little bit. We all did our thank you Cena piece on bcp-plus.com. If I do get emotional, Bill save it with a joke or something. But
Yes.
but I do want to talk about any memories you guys have of Cena or anything you want to share before we move on, guys. Bill, anything?
I go back to what I wrote in the piece that I can still clearly remember the John Cena documentary. A documentary. It was about Ultimate Pro Wrestling. I think it was on the Learning Channel back in the early 2000s, and UPW was run by Rick Bassman, who discovered the Ultimate Warrior, and he was running this promotion in California where guys like Samoa Joe and Frankie Kazarian got their start, and it was all about wrestling school. And I remember seeing John Cena as this guy. They would call him the prototype. He had a lousy haircut, and he was on there. I remember saying to my dad, I was just like, "That's the guy." I said, "That's the guy. He's going to be something big." And I can remember when they signed him to OVW as the prototype, and then he came in, as he called himself the wacky roll-up guy with his, matching, with his like million different match gear and boots for all the basketball teams in the cities that he was going into. And remember seeing them, and I'm like, oh man, he's going to be big. But I don't know if any of us really ever thought he was going to be transcendent. Like we saw this guy become the face of a multi-generation of pro wrestling. I mean, he was still, when he debuted, it was videotapes and DVDs to Blu-ray to the WWE network, and taking shows from arenas to stadiums every once in a great while, to stadiums being a multi-day staple. Think about how this run, he has been the face, even though he's been less there. It's like put on his back and his shoulders. He's that guy. I mean, he is, as much as us old heads know Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper and all these people, all the kids today, everyone knows who John Cena is, and he has transcended wrestling to become this a movie star, TV star, voiceover like actor. I mean, you could see how many commercials he's done. Like you could hear his voice, and he has transcended outside of Dwayne Johnson is the biggest wrestling star in the world, and we got to watch the whole thing happen as grown ass people, and we can remember the whole thing from start to finish, and that's pretty wild.
Beautifully said, Bill. As always, I love it. Kelvin, anything on Cena? Were you a Cena guy?
I was off and on, and and it's funny you say that, Bill, because as I grew older. Like Cena was like at the tail end. I was fresh in the military. Saw his first match, and back then, it's really wild to see like his first match with Kurt Angle in the WWE and how he debuted, and that seeing it live was one thing, but that moment being one of the moments that people constantly go back to as to why like this guy was a big deal because of this one moment, and how that morphed into what it is today is absolutely insane. Because I remember watching that SmackDown live and like, oh, we got a brand new guy and he may be something, never knowing 20 some odd years later, like that this is who he is. And he's transcending wrestling. And oh, by the way, he's on his way out. And we may be a little sad. I've only been sad like that when someone quit on 2 occasions, because I wasn't the biggest Kobe Bryant fan, right? But when he retired, I was kind of sad because it was like, dang, I have that person I can kind of like, that's my nemesis. You know what I mean? If there's somebody I like and they're going up against John Cena, chances are John Cena's going to win. And Kobe was that guy for me. And I'm like, bro, if Kobe plays against you, like, chances are you're going to lose if the stakes are high. And that's what John was in the wrestling form. And it's kind of sad to see him go because a lot of big moments were made with John Cena. And I go back to the Royal Rumble in Madison Square, where he came back after that injury, and how crazy that was. It's moments like that you go back to. I find myself going back and revisiting a lot of moments, and a lot of matches that made his career. And it's sad, very sad that he's walking away. But the legacy that he left behind, it's going to be very hard to duplicate, especially now. It's going to be really hard to duplicate what Cena was, not just in the ring, because his Make-A-Wish thing is legendary in its own right too. So it's going to be very hard. There's some very, very, very big shoes to fill.
I love that, Kelvin, and I say that all the time. It's like you don't miss it till it's gone, but like I always use like that kind of like villain. Like for me, Kobe, that was Tom Brady. Like, you know, it was like Tom Brady. Bill, I don't know if you can relate to that. It was like one of those things.
Oh, no. I can't relate to that because the Giants always beat him.
Oh, I'm here. Okay. Here's some. That's right.
I'm just
But
saying.
the villain in the story. But it was like, you know,
Eli Manning was the villain.
No.
For Patriots fans, they saw him. They're like
Hall of Fame. Eli Manning for Hall of Fame. That's all I'm going to say. But I love the way you said that, Kelvin. I think of that like D Wade for me. He always killed the Nets, man. But it was like you miss those rivalries, you miss those opponents. Like, you know, it's what you grew up with, man. And I love the way that you said that, like perfectly, Kelvin. And Kelvin, you know, mentioned he was in the military. Let's not forget NIL Kelvin over
Why
here.
do you have this?
First off, do you remember the last time you brought that up? He was like, "Thanks for the picture of the worst day of my life."
Oh, no,
and you're just like, "Hey, here it is again." Hey, Kelvin, I love you so much, my little
NIL
yeah,
Kelvin.
here it is.
I love it. I had to. Matt, anything on Cena, bro?
Yeah, we keep saying transcendent. He's one of those guys throughout history. My kids knew John Cena first as a meme, not as a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And you go all the way back from Jim Londos, who Jim Cornette will say adjusted for inflation, drew more money than the other top 10 guys combined. You have Bruno Sammartino, who made the then WWF the number one money market in the world.
Yeah.
You have your Hulk Hogan, you have your Sting, and that last golden god, the likes of which we may never see again, is John Cena. John Cena is the Tom Cruise of professional wrestling.
Wow.
He is the last action hero, maybe.
Wow.
And I use Tom Cruise because I can't think of anybody who would put more dedication or more self-sacrifice into making that whole persona and that whole career happen.
God damn.
Wow. You guys are hitting out of the park, and thank you guys for sharing that and doing that. Real quick, Mike, I'll throw it to you real quick. I'm gonna go to the chat. Heather saying always boost Cena. Come on, Heather. Even tonight, you're gonna throw this one out here.
Wow.
She can't help herself. Let's throw it to Mr. Perfect, who typically I think likes the heels. But what do you think about Cena's career here, bro?
Well, I do, and to kind of echo what all you guys said, I stopped watching wrestling right before John Cena became a thing, and like on TV at all. So I hard stopped. I got completely out of the wrestling sphere, and the only new name that I knew in that time that I was not watching wrestling was John Cena, because he would be, if not on Saturday Night Live, mentioned on Saturday Night Live, or mentioned in things, and on red carpets, and he was outside of the world of wrestling. And yes, I do typically like the heels, and I do typically hate the guys who are always on top. And when I came back in because I was working with someone that was like, "Hey, you watch wrestling, don't you?" And I was like, "Well, I used to. I don't really do it anymore." He's like, "You got to see this guy CM Punk," and he told me all about CM Punk, and that was right before the Money in the Bank, all that stuff. It was one of the very first Raws that I watched when I got back into wrestling, was the Pipe Bomb. So I came in,
Wow.
so I came in like hating Cena because he was the only person that I knew before, and he's in this rivalry with this guy that got me back into wrestling, and it was the peak of Boo Cena time. Like that was that was when it was the coolest to hate Cena. I've never heard Cena, except when I went back and watched things, I've never heard Cena just get overwhelmingly cheered. It was always 50-50 because that's when I came in. So I kind of had a different relationship with John Cena because of when I got back into this. But I've grown to just respect him so much. And especially like in this last run or the last few times he's come back, it's just, he's one of those guys that you truly feel like you know exactly who he is as a person, and that's very rare in this world of over the top characters. He seems very authentic, and what he does outside the ring and all that stuff, but like sincerely, like there's in this industry, which is, people love to talk bad about each other. You don't hear a lot of like Cena's a bad guy stories. I don't really hear any. The worst that I've ever seen or heard of Cena was when he yelled at Nikki Bella for putting a wine glass on a marble countertop. Like that's the worst thing that I'm aware of that he's done. Like that's pretty incredible, especially for someone at the top that everyone just, I'm sure, has all the reason in the world to hate.
I mean,
He's
he
the
did
reason they kept
kill Rick Flag, so I mean that's something I'm gonna knock him for. But I mean, it's
well, it's nobody's perfect. But it just
was it for you, pal?
Except, well, then there's also an exception to every rule, hence. But John Cena is like Matt said, like the Last Action Star is a beautiful comparison to it, because we really may never see anyone that's that marquee again, because this industry is no longer built around one guy will carry the company, and we're just going to put all of our eggs in that basket. And they did that with Cena, and we may never see that again, and that's incredible and remarkable. And like you said, all the Make-A-Wish stuff, just a top notch class A guy all the way. So cool.
Beautifully said, guys, and thank you for sharing all that. We'll take it to the chat real quick. Courtney saying, "Yeah, I need to get on the BCP soon." It's kind of crazy because John debuted on my birthday in 2002. That's crazy. That was the year I got into wrestling, and seeing John's career has been incredible, along with his work ethic, crossing over into the mainstream and meeting a young talent on his own personal time. Yeah, very well said. And Heather, she's not backing. I respect you keeping it real. I can't help myself. Sorry, not set. Sorry, never a Cena fan. And let me say this, Heather, piggyback on what you said. Cena was never my guy, but he was the main character.
I don't know, Rob.
I know, right? Today, I know.
It looks like he really wasn't your guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Mysterio was always my guy. And
that's true.
Vac and I, best friends growing up. Took him about 15 years for him to get me into pro wrestling. And I've said this many times on the show, but we're sitting there in college. I'm sitting on the computer. He's watching wrestling, and I see Mysterio flying all over the ring. And I'm like, oh, this is wrestling? Like, this is what you've been talking about for 15 years? Instantly hooked. And Cena was always like the main guy because I came in that ruthless aggression era, and he was never my guy. He was never like the guy I gravitated towards. I always respected him, but to me, I wanted to see Ray's journey. But just to see what he did in the ring and outside the ring, you always respected him. And to me personally, I've gravitated more towards Cena in this past year than any other year. This is the SummerSlam shirt. I had ordered one online after going to SummerSlam, and I had never bought Cena merch before. I really like the character arc, the cleverness, but him giving back. And check out that interview with CVV. He talked about a lot of stuff, like, even though everyone's very critical of him, he talked about a lot of stuff like taking time away from these movie sets and like things like insurance, like things like that have to go with the films and wrestling, and like how it was hard to kind of do both at the same time. And his body, he's saying, his body's kind of at the end is in terms of wrestling, and CVV sitting there going, but you're putting on some of the best matches you've ever put on, which I agree with. He's had some of the best matches of his career this year. And seems like, because I'm leaving. He's like, I appreciate you saying this, but I'm giving you everything, man. Yeah. So it was a great interview. Check that out. There's so much I want to say. I do want to share this real quick before we get into Saturday night's main event picks. And sorry for rambling on, guys. You're used to it by now. So Victoria had, big Cena fan. That was one of her favorites. And I think she kind of had a little, and she said I could share this. I asked her. She had a little bit of a restless night last night, and I think as an indie wrestler, and I don't want to speak for anyone, but I think there's a lot of frustration, like, she's very young, puts her body on the line every weekend, trying to make a name for herself, trying to get a better caliber of opponent, better shows, opportunities, looks. When you do get to work on TV, maybe it's an extra spot, maybe it's a squash match, whatever it is, and you work so hard to get to that point. She really lived by his mantra, never give up. So she posted a nice letter to Cena, a lot of what she had wrote in our Thank You Cena piece on Twitter. And she also wrote earlier this morning, she's 10 years today sober of opiates and drugs, which is, that's amazing. I mean, come on. Nothing's better. And thank you guys for that. That's amazing. I'm very, very proud of her. So this guy, 130, and he doesn't do a lot of this. Like, we follow his social media, and he retweets her tweet, reads it, says, thank you for saying that. I did see this. Thank you for giving me, with the breakup thing that he did this year. And he said, more importantly, congrats on the 10 years of overcoming your personal battles. Like, so that means he went back and saw one of her other tweets, which to me hits close to home. She's on cloud nine. It's amazing. And plus it gives her that exposure, not that what that's about, but for him to quote, not just like it or comment, to retweet it. I think it's at like 9 million, approaching 10 million views. It's insane. That's and again, that's not what it's about, but to her, for her to have that interaction with him. And I really truly feel, and I saw it, within this household today, how it affected someone. And we planned this episode like a week out, is very, very cool. And for him to do that, I mean, I think he's really going to be done in terms of in-ring stuff. But I think he's given everything he's got, man, back to the business, leaving it better than he found it. So what else can I say? But thank you, John Cena. Thank you for that, man. And I'm sure she'll share some stuff on the show down the road. Heather saying, I love that she had that experience. Yeah, she loved it too. She loved it too. So
it was awesome to see it.
Yeah, but it's you said not that that's what it's about, which I get your bigger point, but in a large way too, that is what it's about, because that is him showing a spotlight on someone and not being selfish. And like you say, he doesn't do that a lot, so he knows what that means, and he does that, and it is important to him, I think, to be graceful and gracious in a way that he doesn't have to be, but he is. So that just goes to speak to his character further. So that is, I mean, like that is a big part of what it's about. That shows his character.
And he's never been, no one's ever going to confuse John Cena with like Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels in regards of wrestling. But what I found I had so much respect for him is I remember when he fought Kevin Owens, and that the thing is, it just like, we've seen so many of these legends who just don't have it anymore, or they work their match, brother. Right. But he just went, sorry for the swearing, balls out, and just tried all these different things. He did all of these different things. He took moves. And that's where I gained all this respect for Cena, because I'm like, this guy doesn't have to do any of this. He could be the part-time guy. And even when he became the part-time guy, he put himself through the Bray Wyatt match. Like, that whole thing was nuts. And he didn't have to do any of this. He didn't have to do anything. And when he said, I would have wrestled 200 dates, I 100% believe that.
I believe that. I actually got mad when he said that, because I was like, do you know what we could have got out of this? Like,
I mean, that's a whole other podcast for a different day, where we could be like, let me tell you something about this booking, brother. But it'd be just I like the fact that like this dude always loved it. He was never like, I'm in it to be famous. He was like, I'm in it. And I think one of my favorite things from that interview was when he talked about when he won the title and he hugged his dad. And he's like, I just, because his dad was involved in independent wrestling too. So he had that moment with his dad there. And it's just like, this dude's pretty legit,
Yeah.
Love it, guys. And thank you for sharing that. Take it to the chat real quick. Heather saying, so proud of her, almost makes me want to like him. That's funny. Megan in the chat. Welcome, Megan. Thanks for tuning in. Saying, my son wishes that John Cena was his dad. His game. Oh, that's amazing. His gamer tag is usually Gabe Cena or some variation. Such a good dude. And thank you, guys. Yeah, keep the Cena love coming, the memories. And also, like Heather, keep it real for sure, as we dive into Saturday night's main event, a show I am very excited for. This card looks awesome. I love, again, that is NXT heavy. I've really been enjoying NXT as of late. Let's talk about this one. I'm not gonna go first because I think there's some theories on this one. Saul Ruka, who's amazing. You know, I had been saying that the NXT women's division wasn't the best in professional wrestling ever since, you know, Vaquer and Julia, all of them moved up, but it's looking pretty darn good. I went on and on about how that deadline match was fantastic and had that sense of urgency that I think War Games was desperately lacking. And that match is fantastic. Matt, you said Kendall Gray's been amazing, but Sol Ruka, another amazing performer. Bailey is taking on Sol Ruka. Bailey, another one continuing to give back, particularly to women's wrestling. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But there has been the addition of Zarya at ringside for this one. And I will throw it to you, Kelvin. What do you got on this one, bro?
Oh, you put me on the spot first.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I don't want to, steal the spotlight.
Since this is sort of the give back, my brain wants to say Soul, but especially because this is her like opening to a wider audience. NXT does its numbers and it does it on CW, but I feel like this, especially with the amount of eyes that you're going to get for John Cena's last match, the Soul Snatcher is one of the most talked about finishers in the game, period, point blank. So for her to hit this move on this audience, it is gonna make a lot of people talk. I don't want to diminish that by having Bailey kick out of it, as great as Bailey is. I think if she hits the Soul Snatcher, she wins the match. That's just me, because it sets her up. It puts her on a different pedestal, because that is the most unique finisher out there. And if she hits it, wins the match, you have an instant star on your hands. I'll go on record right now. Everybody that's on this card that you haven't seen in front of a national audience, I think will take a legendary step forward after the show. But I think for Soul, if she hits the Soul Snatcher, you get a 1, 2, 3 out of that after a great match between her and Bailey, because it's gonna be a great match. Then you have a star on your hands with Sol Ruka. So I'm by that. If this show is really about giving back to the younger guys and gals out there, give me Soul for the win, hitting the Soul Snatcher 1, 2, 3.
Gosh, Kelvin goes first. You already made me like rethink my pick like 3 times. Let's throw it to Wittes. What do you got on this?
Ooh, I think I'm piggybacking off of Kelvin here, because you're putting Sol Ruka on national TV. Most people that are seeing her is a much smaller audience on Tuesday nights. If you're going to put Sol Ruka on national TV, she's going to hit the Soul Snatcher. And if she's hitting the Soul Snatcher, then no, you don't have somebody kick out of it. Now, I've been saying for a while now, they have been doing a slow burn with her and Zarya for a very long time. Maybe this is something where she hits a Soul Snatcher, but Zarya and Lyra are getting into it on the apron or something. That puts a spanner in the works, and now she's got one more thing to get frustrated with Zarya about, and maybe they get some eyes onto Tuesday night. Maybe people, oh, that girl who does that amazing move, and the Mad Max looking chick that she's fighting with, that's supposed to be her friend. Maybe I tune into Channel 11. I don't know, but I definitely see. I think the Soul Snatcher's getting hit. The only question is, does it turn into a schmoz after that? And because Saturday night's main event is a big commercial, I think it does.
Good. That's really good. You guys got me rethinking everything. Mueller, what do you got on this? Mr. Perfect, tell us what's really going to happen.
This has Schmaz finish written all over it for exactly the reason that Wood has said. This is a great opportunity to get people, all throughout the card too, not just with this match, but all throughout this card. There's a great chance to get people to go, hey, what's this NXT product all about? Looking at the overall card, and not to give too much away, I don't see a lot of NXT victories on this card, but I feel like this is a chance to do it. It's 100% the Soul Snatcher. Soul Snatcher is getting hit. There is no question about that. That is your lock of the night. You don't have her on this card if she's not going to hit that move. That is beyond stupid. But I will say that the thing that's given me major pause about Bailey having any shot of winning this, whether it's, I mean, maybe she wins in a DQ kind of thing with outside interference. But because of all the love that you said Bailey's been getting lately, both on TV and on social media, tons of shout outs for all the work that she's done. This feels so much like a Bailey love fest. And it's just too WWE to be like, here's your flowers, here's your flowers, here's your flowers, and eat the pin. And so, like, I think it is going to be Sol Ruka. I think she is going to get the victory. I would not be surprised at all by a schmaz finish, though. And there's something still could happen after the bell, like she wins clean and then something happens. So there's ways to make it happen. But it's just she's on this show. She's got to hit this finisher, and her Bailey kicking out of it would be devastating. So I think it's got to be Sol with a victory, and then we do some stuff to get the eyeballs on Tuesday after the match.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys are making me rethink everything. Bill, what do you got on this?
I think I like what Mike's saying here, but I think Bailey does get the win here because I think we're going to have the meltdown between we're going to have a Hulk Hogan Paul Orndorff right here. That's what's going to happen. It's like we're going to have Zarya try to make up for spear, that maybe she meant to spear her or not type deal, this thing. And she ends up, Soul Snatcher, Lyra, something happens and she ends up nailing Soul. And it's an accident. It's an accident. And then we find out at the end, no, it wasn't an accident. And she power bombs her or something like that. And she wipes the floor with her, because what you want to do here is, they made a big deal about Zarya being signed, and she really hasn't been in the ring as much. So it's like, okay, if you want to build something, build, the mega powers imploding. And they've been, we can't have two gals be in a relationship, I guess, on NXT, that'd be nice. But it's just like they seem to be generally happy together, but we got to drive a fork, but a wedge between them. So have them implode, I think really, really works, because Bailey getting the win here is like secondary. It's like she won, that's fine. That gets swept under the carpet because one, we've featured the Soul Snatcher, and now we're featuring this feud. That's the important thing, not Bailey, unfortunately, because I do think Bailey is out the door. But I think it's like Bailey wins, but that's irrelevant. It's what we do with Soul. It's about making her and then making this feud. So I'm going to go Bailey with the win, but the win is irrelevant.
Bill just made me realize something.
Yes.
You do not do gal pals on NXT. It has to be a throuple with JC Jane.
Oh man,
those groups always last.
How she has not, JC Jane is not main roster is
she's been there longer than anyone. I think.
She said it I think this past week. She says, "I'm the glue that holds this place together," and we always talk about how great the women's roster always is on NXT. Maybe she's the linchpin that needs to be there.
Yeah, she had a great.
How is that not a Becky Lynch finisher? I don't know.
Bill, I almost said the exact same thing you did. That Bailey would win, and there'd be some aftermath with Zarya and of course Sol Ruka. The thing that totally threw me for a loop there is Kelvin has a great point. If you're going to be on Saturday night's main event, probably the most ever watched Saturday night's main event, because this is Cena's last match. I'm sure there's going to be get-togethers. It's going to be like a PLE kind of feel. It's on Peacock if you have Peacock. But for her to hit that Soul Snatcher, because you're right, she is going to hit it. If you're on TV like that, you're going to hit it. And you can't have Bailey kick out because it's dead on impact. I didn't even think about that. Kelvin, that's what you got in my head with that. She's got to hit it. So for that reason, I had Bailey winning. But now for that reason, I'm going to say Soul's going to win. And also you do need to have some NXT wins here. There's only 4 matches. I can make a case for Oba. I'm not going to say it. I can make a case for Oba. I'm not going to say it, but I digress. Soul Ruka.
I ain't gonna
I'm
say it.
definitely gonna make that case. Wait, just wait.
Oh, I'm here for it, dude. He is good. But as is Soruka, and I think what you said, Calvin, and Matt said, like if she hits that Soul Snatcher on TV, you can't have Bailey kick out of that because it's dead on impact. That's a great point. So for that reason, I say Soruka does win the match, but I'm also going to say there. It does make sense. You are going to have Zarya with the attack at that point because Matt said it has been such a slow burn and they have great chemistry. I love their relationship, even their interaction on NXT where they're like, no, I want you at ringside with me. It was good. And it was like kind of like an apology. And it was kind of like, all right, we're good now. But it's been brewing. And Zarya, like you said, Bill, Zarya came in hot. She has that amazing entrance and like, I feel like she's been surpassed by Julia, surpassed by Vicaire. Like they all kind of came in around that same era. And to me, it's just like she's been kind of backburned. She comes in like this powerhouse with this amazing entrance. To me, she's a heel. And the stuff she's been doing with Soruka has been great. But I think you do it now. Why? Because you got more eyes on it than you do.
Time is now.
Yeah, the time is now. Full circle. Look at that, Bill. So I'm going to go with that. And I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. I hope she delivers. I want to see that vicious side of Zarya. I think that's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, Mike. Okay, you don't got to raise your hand.
Well, I do because I don't want to disrupt the flow. That's just my way of saying I will start talking when you're done. But Bill, Becky Lynch did when she was winning with those backslides. She was calling that the linchpin.
So there you go.
I mean, it was like all of 3 matches, but still, it was.
Hey man,
she was doing it.
This is why you are here, my friend.
That's what I'm saying.
I love the booking of the show personally. I cannot wait for this. They were not clear on Monday Night Raw if it was going to be for the tag team championships. I think they cleared that up earlier this afternoon. I believe it will be, and it doesn't say on the graphic here, it will be for the tag team championships. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee have been doing phenomenal stuff on Monday Night Raw, taking on Javon Evans and Leon Slater. I love seeing them on the same side of the ring. I love seeing them on opposite sides of the ring. Matt, you know he's bouncy. This is going to be so good. Guys, grab your air sickness bags. This is going to be amazing. Matt, what do you got on this one?
It's fun. I really want to say this is going to Javon and Leon. Leon still under that TNA paper, and but we'll find out for real on whether he wins or not because they have not been given an inch to those poor people for the most part in this little partnership they've been having. I think especially after that, how that last finish went viral for AJ and Dragon Lee, I can see them pulling an audible and saying, let's keep it on these guys because wow, if they've been doing a good job, we trust them to do this, but at the same time, they are thrown together. And were they thrown together just to get people looking at the titles so those titles go on to somebody they want to look at? And this is the big roster belts, as it's sometimes called. As an NXT fan, I don't like it that much, but yeah, the big roster belts, if they can put those on a TNA guy, I mean, that gets them a lot of the clout for the people who are going to be on AMC in a very short time. So I am going to flip the coin, and I'm going to go with Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Yeah.
I love that, but oh man, that's tough. Mueller, what do you got on this? What's the perfect pick here?
Well, I mean, this is like the definition of hodgepodge tag team versus hodgepodge tag team. It's crazy to me. Like this whole thing has come together really fast for both of these guys. It's Leon Slater. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he still the X Division champ?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he wins, you've got this TNA guy matched up with this NXT guy that's wearing WWE main roster belts. Like this is like a crazy sort of cross-brand promotion kind of situation. And I could see them doing that, but I do think like that Styles Clash was the best Styles Clash ever. It was so cool. And I know a lot of the credit. What's up?
I've never been a fan of that move either, but that was the best I've ever seen to set it up.
Yeah, no, it looks so good, and this is definitely something that I think more. Obviously, I think the biggest winner in all of this is Dragon Lee because he's someone that when he came in, he was being quote, he's the next Rey Mysterio, and it felt like that they still kind of call him that, but like the momentum of that has kind of gone away, and it seemed like he was going to be swept under the rug, and he got thrown in the LWO, which is a kiss of death, but somehow he got out of it, and now he's in this thing, and it's whenever you get to stand on an apron next to AJ Styles, you're going to look good, and there's going to be eyeballs on you. So I feel like, while it would be like a oh my god kind of moment, and it would be cool to see how they're gonna use those belts across the different shows, I don't really see it happening. They just lost to the NXT tag team champions. I forget what their weird name is, but it was at Gold Rush. So it would be kind of bizarre to me. You can't win the NXT titles, but you can win the WWE titles.
Yeah.
So
Dark State,
it just
Dark State.
dark something, I don't know.
Dark State, yeah.
Dark Side of the Moons.
Yeah.
Dark mode in my iPhone. But yeah, just it seems like it would be a little too out of left field for me, and with the hype that these guys have now, finally with that big move, and we're looking at this, and by the way, thank God that those titles are off of Judgment Day. Like, not to left field it, but I was that had run its course with them holding those belts. So let them, keep the belts. They've been attacking for 10 weeks and they've already got the belts. Let them hold on to it for a minute.
Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna agree with you. Just short and sweet out the gate. I think the real winners in this match are the fans. Not to be corny or anything, but for me, I'm hyped for this one. I love the high flying stuff. I'm actually more concerned that they're just gonna try stuff, and I hope it's all clean. I hope it all hits. I think there's gonna be a crazy styles clash. There's gonna be crazy finishers, crazy tandem moves. I'm so here for it. I think it's going to be fast and furious right out of the gate. Another John Cena reference. Right out of the gate, I think it's going to be amazing. I do agree with you, Mike, though. I think the tag team champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, will retain here. It just makes sense on all accounts. And they can just keep being fighting champions and fighting different teams every week and elevating certain people, including like they're doing Javon and Leon Slater, who are both incredibly amazing. This might be the match I'm most excited for on the card. Bill, what do you got on this one?
They are a bit allergic to giving Javon Evans a win ever. So I don't see him winning. And the Phenomenal Dragons here, Dragon Styles, although I like Dragon Styles a lot better, that's a great team. Listen, we have seen WWE has done that. It's like, throw the belts on these guys or these gals, and it works. They're not Team Hell No, or but I mean it sometimes you just find the magic. And I think
not yet. Team Hell No was not immediately over.
No,
like
they weren't.
It took them a minute, and then they got
absolutely
way over.
Yeah, and I think this is a great way, like Mike, you were saying, like Dragon Lee was a guy they're like, let's snatch him from AEW. We don't want him there, and oh my gosh, we have to figure out something to do with him. And I feel like they finally have figured it out, and putting him with AJ and giving him one final run. And wouldn't that be a hell of a PLE match to do a little Hardys, Dragon Styles match at Royal Rumble, or maybe you take that to WrestleMania. I don't think they don't tend to run the tag belts that long unless it's like a Judgment Day type team. But to go to Royal Rumble and say, hey, we're going to do a Hardys Dragon Styles match, I think would be pretty great. I don't see them doing, like you said, Mike, I don't see them being like, hey, let's do something wild like an NXT guy and a TNA guy winning a title for like a WWE main roster title. But I mean, this is a very big seal of approval for both Leon and Javon. Oh, by the way, I think your boy's bouncy is the dorkiest fucking thing ever, and I hope they drop that because it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's because
he's happy.
Great. Okay. But he is so good. And Javon Evans is the truth, man. He's like, they have to be careful with him. They don't keep making him lose. Like, they have to realize there's something special with him to make sure that he's going to be there in a year or two. Like, was it Mark Henry or Booker T? I can't remember which one is that. It was like, in 15 years. It's Mark Henry. Oh, in 15 years, there'll be something special. And I'm like, it'll be in his championship era. It's like, no. Build a guy up now, Mark. Not everyone has to have the Hall of Pain, 15 years in and then get over. But I think Javon Evans is something special, and Leon will be too. But it's definitely AJ and Dragon for this one for sure. And this will be the match. This will be the wrestling match of the night.
Love it, Bill. Great take. And Heather in the chat saying, you guys are all on point. Nothing that, when you're perfect, you're perfect. We do what we do, Heather. Bill, but you do bring a great point up about Javon. I see him constantly in that NXT #1 contender spot, always challenging for that title. He had a great match with Obafemi. What was it, last night? Where it almost looked like it, open to interpretation here, but it looked like he had him pinned and the ref was, just pulled out of the ring. But Oba's shoulder did not come up, and I don't like that for Oba. I think he should, again, I can make a case later, but Oba is that dude, but so is Javon. But like, I get what you're saying, Bill. It's like you don't want the L's to hurt him. I know the old sayings, the money's in the chase, this and that, but I get where you're coming from, Bill. I definitely get where you're coming from on that. Kelvin, what do you got on this one?
Okay, hear me out. I can't think of a better way than to open up the TNA on AMC era by announcing that the X Division Championship, currently held by Leon Slater, will be defended against none other than AJ Styles at TNA Genesis in Dallas, Texas, where I am going to be at. So I want this to happen, and I need this to be set up by this particular match. That's my wish.
You son of a bitch.
Whoa. Shame on us.
That is.
That's great. That's great.
That is my wish. But when I saw this match on the card, I was like, please let them be setting up for this, because it's right there.
Yeah.
It's open, and it's gonna be amazing. And what better way to kick off the TNA on the AMC era than having Leon Slater versus AJ Styles at TNA Genesis, and you're building up from a WWE standpoint to a TNA standpoint, further solidifying that relationship. But I do think this match is just a showcase to showcase what Leon Slater is capable of, what Javon Evans is capable of, with those two as a tag team, because they have had a certain amount of buzz all these months with the TNA NXT relationship. You bring that in, you introduce Leon Slater, and then, oh, by the way, during the match, we can say, because we can, that TNA is going to be debuting on AMC in January. And this guy that's in this match is going to be on that show. And oh, by the way, AJ Styles may be coming over to challenge him for the title.
And Dragon Lee, because isn't AAA debuting on Fox in Mexico in January? Yep. So, and I think Tubi is going to be carrying AAA. I don't know. So, which is free. And I think we could get I don't think it's just specific to Mexico. So yeah, you could put him over, and now you're making him a main guy too.
Yeah.
To be or not to
comes
be
together.
Oh, you son of a.
To be. Did you really?
Did you really? Look at him. Look at him.
Next match.
Like I look at Obafemi right now, and he is judging you for that joke. He's just like, Robert podcast.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. We try. It's
supposed to end on a high note, Rob.
You know what? He is kind of looking into my soul right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Like Cody's pissed that you just did that.
I love this. When they announced the winner of Ricky Saints, who I have a lot of thoughts on, I'll spare you guys for another day on that one. But I love it when Cody said, hey, the winner of that NXT championship match will be fighting me. And it could have been Javon after Tuesday. That's a whole nother equation. But this is the right match. It's Obafemi. I think Obafemi is the truth. I think he is that guy. I love him in the ring just as much as I love him on the mic. If you ever see interviews with him, he is so well spoken. He kind of stays away from the cliches. It feels like he keeps it real. He'll throw a curveball at you in some of these interviews too, man. So he is just absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to say, I almost said it on the radio, and I can't get the sentence out of my mouth, man, but I can make a case because the title is not on the line. I can make a case for Oba, maybe pinning Cody. It's not going to happen. I can't finish the sentence, but I can make a case, man.
You did.
Well, you know what? He cut himself off actually before that last
There was a
word.
dot dot. What is it? An ellipses? An ellipses,
ellipses.
Billy?
An
Or
ellipses. Good
an
job.
ellipses at the
Uh-oh.
end. But man, I love this match. I think it'll do everything for Oba. Please give me. Actually, do I want a clean finish? I don't know if I want to see Oba get pinned. I don't know if I want to see Oba get pinned. And you can't kill Cody. I know, and Bill, I'll let you go next because you can tell me why I'm wrong. But I'm really excited for this match. I think Oba is going to be that guy, man, and have him be unstoppable. But you are taking on the WWE champion. You're taking on the money guy, the face of WWE, arguably, in Cody Rhodes. I'm just glad this match is happening. I hope it's awesome. There could be room for a schmoz here to protect both guys here. Maybe I'm building Oba up too much, man, but I'm excited for this one. I could make a case. I'm picking Cody Rhodes, but I could make a case. Bill, tell me why I'm wrong.
Oh, I don't think I think I want you to make a case. Like I want to hear it, but I could see this one. This is like Bill Bodkin booking 101, where it's just like, okay, you have these guys just knocking the snot out of each other. Oba gets Cody in trouble, and this is where the schmaz comes in, and Ricky comes out, and
You're right.
who's best buddies with old Ricky? Cody Rhodes. So do you play into that, or do you have another heel come out and a couple heels come out, take their aggressions out on Oba and Cody, and you turn this into pull an ECW and you do a tag team, right? And you have Oba and Cody like we're sending the fans home happy. So Drew McIntyre and Ricky Saints, if you want to fuck with us, we're gonna have a tag team match. We're gonna settle this right here, right now. That actually would work because now you're not only did you get a bit of a Cody and Oba, you have this tag team with other people involved, so you get more people on the show. That's how I would do it. But I see it being somebody knocks out. Old mystery man shows up. We have the man in black show up, knocks out Oba Femi, and Cody Rhodes gets the pin.
Only Amanda was here.
Only Amanda was here. Amanda, who knows every wrestler's butt. No, I'm just kidding. I hope she hears that.
I can name that butt in 3 frames.
You know what? I would love to see you versus Amanda do that.
Book it. Book
Next
it.
podcast.
It's just like Christopher Daniels right there. I never forget the Motor City Machine Guns in TNA. We're like, Christopher Daniels, we know you're Curry, man. We never forget an ass like that. And I was like, remember the Motor City Machine Guns? They were in WWE. But yeah, I think Oba gets KO'd. No, not by Kevin Owens, but by somebody. And which leads to Cody Rhodes winning. But Cody does the thing where he puts him over and says, I got your back type deal. And I would love to see that because then you can complicate things with Ricky. And I really think that's good, smart booking that you could play into. Because I would love to see a Cody Ricky Saints little mini feud there. But I'm going to go Cody here. He's not gonna beat Oba. I mean, he's gonna beat Oba. Oba's not gonna go over, but I think the world of Oba Femi. Like, I think he's the goods. He's gonna be the guy. He really is. They've tried to make fetch happen with a lot of people. Austin Theory, I'm looking at you. But Oba Femi is the guy.
Dude, so Bill, you're so right. I can admit when I'm wrong. I know how to take an L. I do it every day. But I think you're spot on. The whole Ricky Saints of it all. They kind of turned him heel last night on NXT when he pulled the ref out of the ring. Arguably, it's perfect. And there's the personal relationship with Cody and Ricky, which I did think about. Maybe it would be Ricky going into this match, but Ricky's going to play a factor. Cody's not going to see it. Cody's going to hit the Cody Cutter / Crossroads, maybe 3 Crossroads like he often does because it's Oba. And he'll get the win not knowing that Ricky, that's it, man. And Cody and Ricky don't need to interact, but they're buddies. So I think that's a great point. Mr. Perfect, I'll throw it to you real quick. Courtney just saying also with Leon Slater, it will help. Yeah, like Kelvin was saying with the premiere for AMC next month in Dallas. And hopefully Kelvin will be there. Very excited for that. Mr. Perfect, I thought Bill's take was pretty perfect. So what do you got?
I mean,
it's a great take. It's a great theory, and it would be cool if it happened. I'm going on a limb here. So Here's my thing, and Calvin, get ready to do a happy dance. So the last several wins, not all of them, but a lot of Cody's recent wins have been done in slightly nefarious ways.
Oh
But
my
it was all
God.
in a way that
Adrenaline
was
in my
Wait.
soul.
Hold on. Let me get seated.
get seated, get comfortable, get ready, grab on
Where the
two
popcorn?
hands, get your popcorn ready. But the thing is, with these previous kind of questionable wins, it's always his opponent that has brought in the instrument that Cody ended up using, whether it's a steel chair, whether it's the turnbuckle being exposed, the title belt itself, whatever. It was always the other person, and then Cody just happened to take advantage of what they tried to do to cheat. So Cody's kind of already cool with doing that. And with a guy like Obafemi, it might be the perfect time to have Cody kind of cheat to win again, but this time not with something that Oba does to bring it in because he's a baby face too. Maybe a slight pull of the tights on a 2 count to guarantee the victory, or maybe a small package where Cody's foot is on the rope for some extra leverage. Just something slightly dirty, a little grimy, a little dingy, a little dusty, if you will. The thing is, people have been impatient with this Cody Rhodes heel turn for so long. Kelvin, back in, remember October of 2024 when Kelvin said that Cody was going to turn heel? And I would like to point out, for the record, I said it wouldn't happen until 2026, if not 2027. And I stand by that. But this seems like the perfect opportunity to add in just a little bit of a bad guy move for Cody Rhodes to do unprovoked. Just a little bit of seasoning to that simmering dish that we got going on. You know, it's like making a dish in a crock pot, okay? You've got all the ingredients in there and you set the table and you give it time to cook. But what's the great thing with a crock pot? Even if you let it go too long, it's even better at the end. So we can have Cody do this little tiny move with Obafemi. I'm not saying he's going to turn heel. He's not going to turn heel, but this is something that we're going to get to look back at. And when Cody does turn heel, whenever he does, we say this is kind of the beginning of it. And this is when that crock pot really started to cook. And that's what we're doing here, you know? That's what I see happening. I see Cody Rhodes doing a little bad guy move, just a little bit, to tip the scales in his favor, you know, because you can't lose to the NXT guy. Come on.
Can I bolster that?
Not bad.
I'm going to bolster his theory here because isn't the rumor him and Roman? Roman's the baby face. They're going to boo Cody. Let's give him a reason to boo Cody.
We got to get there. We got to give him some rings.
Look at Calvin.
Calvin, your rebuttal. Yeah. Wow. Calvin, what do you got?
You know what? I had given up hope.
Never give up. Hey, don't feel it. This is about John Cena. You never give up.
This is when it works. This is when they needed Calvin to give up before they were going to.
Calvin was just ahead of the curve.
Listen, he needed the adrenaline in his soul. Come on.
I am going to see you, and then I am going to raise you. I think Obafemi is going to destroy Cody Rhodes.
Jesus Christ.
I think in this match, you will get dominant performance by Obafemi to prove that he is that guy. And the way he's been talking on NXT is like he cannot wait for Saturday to get here. I think you will get a dominant performance for all of 1 minute of that match until Ricky Saints comes out and costs him the match. He will cost Obafemi this match. And I do think that you're right, Mike. We may start to see the alignment of two heels in Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes, who are best friends. And oh, by the way, they've been pumping a lot of that that poker commercial. And Cody even went out on the limb and said Paul Heyman's representing everybody but Cody Rhodes. So something to keep your eyes on.
Wow, man, you guys, I knew you guys were good, but dang, Matt, I'm so sorry you have to go last on this. Hopefully we left some meat on the proverbial bone there for you, bro.
First off, don't ever feel sorry for Matt Wittes. You look at that Tom Selleck like mustache.
That's right.
And he walks through a pit of danger with that.
He does.
He doesn't walk alone because he's got that mustache. It is
right. That's
I
right.
Mean, he went to the Hobbit house, guys. I don't feel sorry.
Come on.
No.
I've been to Middle Earth. It is fantastic. Highly recommend. Long flight, but highly recommend. And yeah, it's Sam Elliott, it's Don Fry, and it's this mustache here. That's right.
That is
Don Fry reference we got on the show.
Sam Elliott, Don Fry.
Make
All
it a
right.
shirt, Rob.
We'll make it a shirt. We'll make it a shirt.
No, we
Not just a t-shirt company. Go ahead, Matt.
we've been saying it throughout the whole pod that Saturday night's main event is a primetime infomercial for the regular programming. And yeah, Obafemi's on NXT like Sol Ruka. He's not going to be there much longer. I can't see it. We've been talking about it. He has the kernel that you can program the operating system around in him.
Wow, that is brilliant.
Wow.
I think he has again, first off, he's gonna hit that ring. Everybody who's never seen him before is think he's gonna use Ricky Starks as a blunt instrument to beat Cody Rhodes with and then go pick a fight with the Avengers. All right. And like I said, he is a very eloquent guy. Never seen him miss his mark in the ring or during a promo. This is good. And yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit of ragdown going on here with the once and future Homelander. And the only way you get out of this is with the mystery masked man or with Ricky Starks, if they're not one and the same. We don't know. We got to get all the butt detectives in on that to find out whether he is or not. But
T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to have their marquee guy lose to the Tuesday night top guy on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I don't think he's beating him clean. There's something going on because again, they can't ever seem to finish any matches clean ever. But how do you do this one? How do you have Obafemi lose clean and get people interested in who he is from then on? How do you have Cody Rhodes lose clean? You don't.
Yeah. Good point.
So, yeah, it's a Ricky. It's the Ninja or whoever it is.
it's a Black Scorpion.
The Black Scorpion. That's right. Yeah. Al Perez here to take his revenge all these years later.
Listen, brother, don't ever mock the Latin heartthrob.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, Cody gets the W, but we're going to be left with more questions than answers, which is how you move the story forward.
Yeah, a lot of that going on.
Let me pose this question for the
take,
panel
guys.
here. Is Obafemi in the Royal Rumble in the Diesel spot? Or do we give that to Braun Breaker?
What's the Diesel spot for those who came in?
Ron's
for
already
those
had
who don't so for the Diesel spot, for people who don't know, originally this was the spot that Kevin Nash, when he was Diesel, Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, he came in the 90, Mike, you'll know better than me, 93 Rumble.
I'm giving you the chance first. Nope, 94.
I think that 4. Okay. Yeah, okay, 94. Yeah, okay. 93 was Yokozuna. Yeah, so that was the spot where he just came in and just kept tossing people, cleared the ring. People will come in, you throw them out. It's that big spot. Like Kane eventually would have that. Like a big man often will get that spot. Like as a one-man wrecking crew, won't win the match, but has that monster spot where he just like cleans house. So I'm wondering to you guys, is Obafemi that dude in 2026?
Yes, and he'll definitely be in the Rumble.
Yes.
If he's in the Rumble, that's what he's in there to do. And if you present him in this match the way you guys have talked about presenting him, with whether he gets the win or not, but just destroying Cody Rhodes, it's the perfect introduction. If he had never if this match didn't happen and he appeared in the Royal Rumble, I would say no, because having a total unknown come in and do that's a little weird. But now that we've established him, yeah, absolutely. That seems like the perfect opportunity. Have him throw out, the Creed brothers and whoever else gets thrown in there. Like, let him eliminate all those guys.
They don't exist. Creed brothers
They don't exist.
They don't exist anymore. They're gone.
Are they gone already?
No, I hope not. Aren't they?
They're in the basement.
They're in the basement.
That's what I'm saying. Just throw out, the basement guys.
Oh man, Kelvin and Matt, you think to Bill's question, you think was going to be in the Rumble and run through everybody?
99.44%.
Okay,
it's very specific.
On that.
I like that percentage. I'm going with that.
I love it. Perfect. All right,
you gotta leave a little wiggle room because it's WWE.
More than half.
They could ruin a wet dream. So,
oh boy,
are you my dad right now? That was like his favorite thing to say, which is really weird to hear your dad say.
What a segue! Final match: the Ring General Gunther with the old music taking on John Cena. Here,
that look on Gunther's face is for that last comment of mine.
Perhaps.
Cena's trying not to laugh.
Retired. Cena's like, I appreciate it.
It looks like Gunther is going to retire John Cena, as Bill had predicted on BCP. He has predicted that it was Gunther, and we all had kind of our predictions and our outliers and our underdogs. And I think the tournament's been a lot of fun, and I know people can kind of go back and forth on that. I think it was great to see Zack Ryder, who we thought was dead, Zack Ryder return. Great to see Dolph Ziggler return. I think LA Knight, despite where he is now, has had a heck of a tournament. His matches I thought were fantastic. I can critique a lot of stuff, but his matches were really, really good. The tournament did a lot. I just love how on the way Cena did a lot with Dominic, who months and months and months ago was my pick, even before the tournament was announced, for him to get to work with Dom. And we see him have 3 matches essentially with Dom, if you count the tag team match at MSG. So amazing what Cena's been able to do, not just for the men, but for the up and comers, for the NXT, for some of the women in the Judgment Day, for the independent women at Bailey's seminar, Natalia's dungeon training. So he's really leaving it all in the ring. It's amazing. And it looks like, plain and simple, that Gunther is going to be that guy, the big bad. I don't want to say final boss because that's taken, but this guy's being set up. I think he's that old school heel. They changed his music. They changed his presentation just a hair, introduced a new finisher on the last Raw. And he didn't say, hey, John Cena, or he didn't say, hey, LA Knight, I'm going to beat you. He said, hey, John Cena, looked right past LA Knight. Look how I beat LA Knight, introduced a new finisher. I don't even know what it's called. And that's the thing we've talked about here on BCB Plus for a long time, how great Gunther is in the ring. But we always say, like, what is his finisher? Is it the power bomb? Is it the sleeper hold? Is it this new finisher? It's all of the above. I think this is going to be a great, hard-hitting match. And I've said it since day one. I think Cena's going to just get his time after the match. I think he's going to find a way to put more people over during this match, and I don't want any sort of interference, and I don't want any craziness or that, that Cody Rhodes Avengers Endgame ending. We could do something like that, but I think at the end of the day, Cena's going to find a way to, even if it's the referee, he's going to find a way to put someone else over during this match or after this match. And I think Cena's old school, and he respects the business, and he knows he's known for a long time that he's going out looking at the lights on his back. I hope he gets to say some words after Gunther leaves the ring. Now, Gunther's a guy who beats Cody Rhodes and shakes his hand. Gunther's a guy that might shake Cena's hand and just kind of walk away or whatever, or they're really just going to lean into him being the big bad, and he might not shake his hand. He might just be the big bad. They're going to make Gunther look like a monster. They're going to make him look like a beast. A little foreshadowing there. And I think, maybe you guys have the happy fairy tale ending here. I think Cena respects the business enough to know he knows what he's doing. And I would have to say, I can make a case that Gunther might be the perfect guy. Bill, I'll throw it to you because you did pick Gunther to win this tournament.
Well, John, I picked Gunther. I've been a Gunther fan for a very long time. And John Cena is not one who's going to be like, just give me a tomato can so I can go out and just, have a nice time. He's a guy who loves a challenge. Like I said, when he took on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, he was trying all these different things and trying springboard moves and stuff like that. So this is a guy who's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to fight the guy who he thinks is the best. And I have so much respect for him to do that because, Gunther hits hard, man. And, if that's your last match, I guess he really wants to remember it. I think Gunther, John Cena will put Gunther over. I don't think Gunther I don't think Cena wants to win because that's not the way you do business. Because John Cena is as much as he was a representative, like I said, of this new school of way of doing things, he still was raised in the old school. That when you leave, you go out on your shield. And that's what he's going to do. And he's going to fight. And this is going to be a hard fought match. And I think it's going to be a lot better than people are expecting. This is not going to be a dominant Gunther match. I think that we're going to see John Cena go out there and he's going to play the greatest hits. He's going to hit that 5-knuckle shovel. Well, he's going to throw that hand up, tears in his eyes. You can't see me. He's going to come real close to winning. He's going to come so close to winning. And then he loses. And he's like, that's why I got to leave. I got to go. I hope I've heard they say they're going to open the show with this, which I think is silly.
You can't.
No, but the only thing I could think of why you would do that is if there's a game on that's happening at some point, like some college game or something like that. But I don't think that's the case. So I would have him go on last and give him his flowers. I've often said, like, I would love to see some goofball, some basement creature, as we said before, come out and try and steal his time. And he hits the AA and sends everyone home happy. You know what I mean? I would love for him to get a moment with R-Truth at the end. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But ultimately, like, this will be a hell. I think we're going to, as bad as some of the last run of John Cena has been, and we can admit some of it's been very bad. I think this is the ultimate. What do you always remember? The last thing you saw. And we're going to remember this and be like, wow, that's a hell of a way for someone to go out, because we don't see this very often in wrestling where someone actually retires and stays retired.
Wow. Beautifully said, man. That's great. Matt, what do you got on this one, man?
Yeah. John Cena, again, like we said, he's showing up to Bailey's workshop for 8 hours straight. He's still making all of his appearances. He was volunteering to do 200 dates for this last run of his. Was willing to do whatever they wanted, storyline throughout, for good or for ill, as we've seen. He knows, just like it's our last time seeing him, it's his last time being out there for us. He's giving everything away that he can leading up to and throughout this. We're going to see, I anticipate, one of the better John Cena matches of all time. And yeah, again, we're talking about showcase. This is going to, before these two hit that ring, you are going to see at least 2 bumpers of Gunther beating Goldberg before they get into here. Because I have a feeling that in this elevation of Gunther, we are going to see maybe a returning Chris Jericho. Rob, I read your mind there a little bit with that beast comment. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett did it. Chris Jericho did it. Bill's favorite wrestler of all time. It was one of his nicknames for a while there. And that's, you be a legend killer. And that is going to make you just that much more. That's going to take you to a different level. And I think they're going to go that route with Gunther here.
Yeah. I mean,
I fully expect to see a WrestleMania match with him and like a Brock Lesnar or somebody else of that level.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with that. Kelvin, anything fancy for us here, man? Or what do you got on this one, man?
I know everybody's focused on the match, and I know what's probably going to be the most emotional moment is the moment John Cena walks out, because he always talks to Stu, and
Yeah.
that last time he's talking to Stu is going to be emotional, and it's like, for the last time, let's go to work, and then the run down the ring. That's going to be a very emotional moment for a lot of people, and
Yeah.
just to know that, all right, we're at the end right now. This is it, and give us a great match. I know it's going to be a good match, and I know the confidence that they have in Gunther to put this out. I'm going to say it, when they switched his music back to the old Walter, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, everyone's cooked, because that guy is dangerous. And I like the direction that they're going with him, to make him sort of that established star, the one that takes people out, the one that
Killer.
is, yeah. As he said it the other night, he said a lot of these guys are your favorite, your favorite wrestlers. I am your favorite professional wrestler. And that's what he's building himself as. And I think after this, I think you're building him into someone that you can build the entire roster around, because he has his pedigree so far has been like, I am the standard. I am what professional wrestling looks like here in the WWE. And I think you can build around that, and you have a perfectly great company that does great professional wrestling, with him leading the forefront. And I think Cena being his last opponent is kind of that passing of the torch. Is like, all right, you're the standard now, so set the standard. So very good choice.
Yeah, man. And I think you're dead on about that music too. I noticed that, like, they did this for a reason, man. So great stuff as always, Calvin. But we have to go to the perfect pick for last. Mr. Mike Mueller. Does Cena go out on his back, bro?
No, Cena wins in 30 seconds. No, I'm kidding.
Imagine that happened.
First of all, Rob, to answer your question, what is Gunther's finisher? Gunther's finisher is whatever it needs to be, and that's what's very important about him. That man wins however he needs to win. That's
a great point.
Thank you. I agree. And to argue though with what you said though, Rob, of he is a monster, he is not King Kong. He's not that kind of monster. He is what I call a golden era monster, a Hulk Hogan monster. He is the monster that seems unbeatable and beats everybody until we get to that blow off, and then he loses. He lost the Intercontinental title to Sami Zayn. He lost the world title to Jey Uso. He lost to CM Punk. Like, he's not indestructible, and he's overly confident. He has his flaws. And that's what he seems to kind of be. He's the guy that the underdog has to somehow overcome, but the underdog always overcomes. Like, when push comes to shove, he ends up on his back. And that's the role that he's in, and he's very good at that role. But what we have to figure out that we're going to do here is he going to stay in that role, or is he going to become the Brock Lesnar-esque monster that can run through everybody, that can destroy everybody, that can be Undertaker and go undefeated for 20 years at WrestleMania, like that level of just insurmountable odds. And in order to do that, you do have to have him beat Cena here. With everything that you've said, Cena has no problem going out on his back. He should go out on his back. The big question I'm surprised nobody brought up is, this is all talking about, he wants to make Cena submit and not pass out, submit, say I quit, say I give up, which John Cena says I never give up. John Cena hasn't said it since 2005 against Kurt Angle, and I believe he's only said it 5 times in his entire career. So it's not something that happens very often, and it's certainly not anything that's happened in the last 20 years. I don't think we do that. Like, Gunther is going to win, but I do not see John Cena. I certainly don't see him saying I give up. I don't even see him passing out. The way I see this match going is it's submission move after submission move. It's, Cena gets offense going, and then bam, another submission move on, and it gets so close. And he just, I'm gonna, I can't do it, and you got to fight through it, and then he gets out of it, and then it happens again, and then we go to the pass out stage where he almost passes out. Then he gets back up. Then he almost passes out and he gets back up. And Gunther is so obsessed with not just winning the match, but beating Cena in that fashion that he allows himself the moment to slip. And this is where we go, oh my God, Cena's going to do it. Gunther could have pinned him. Gunther could have pinned him 10 times, but he didn't do it because he had to win his way. And it's what's ultimately going to cost him. But because he's a professional and he's going to go out the right way, and because we are going to elevate Gunther to that true monster status, Cena's going to have his big comeback. He's going to have his flurry. He's going to hit 3 AAs. We're going to get 2 and 99 100ths. Gunther's going to kick out. Gunther's going to power bomb him about 800 times. He's going to maybe twice, but somewhere between 2 and 800. And then he's going to pin John Cena because eventually he's like, I can't give this opportunity up again. I have to get the win. So he has to concede that he can't humiliate John Cena like he would like to, but he does ultimately get the win, and then he will leave the ring. I don't know if he shakes Cena. I don't want him to shake Cena's hand because I want him to go on this I'm a monster sort of thing. Him shaking Cody's hand made sense. This one, not so much. But then he will leave the ring because he's business. He's going to the pay window. He's getting his paycheck. He's getting out of there. He's going home to his, I assume, beautiful wife. I would never speak ill of Gunther's woman. So, and then that's when we get the John Cena opportunity in the ring to... I had no doubt. So then we get we get the thank you, John. People come out. They might even fill the ramp with everyone coming out to do like a thank you, Cena kind of a thing. That'll still happen, and he'll get to, take his bow and collect his roses and get out of there. But that's the way I see it going down. I could be totally wrong. Cena could win in 30 seconds.
I think you bring up a great point, and we'll get out of here real quick, guys. And thank you for staying up, everybody, and thank you guys for staying up tonight. That is such a great point because we talked about it earlier today with the tweet with Victoria, never give up, and that being his mantra and all that. And Gunther was so focused on how he beat LA Knight even before it happened. And there was a lot of chatter about, LA Knight didn't pass out. He tapped. And I'm sitting here going, well, that's because Gunther is going to make John Cena tap. And this is going to be the one time that Cena gives up. But it's going to be to put other people over and then move the business forward and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here going, after what you said, it would be apropos for him not to give up because he never gives up, man. And I think that's beautiful. Maybe he passes out. You said he doesn't. Maybe I love what you put forward. I think that's great. That's like deep on a lot of levels. Maybe Gunther just gets it done with the slam pin. Cena doesn't have a choice in the matter. But I thought for sure Cena was going to tap because LA Knight tapped, and that was just kind of leading on to like this is the one time Cena gave up. But man, after today, the tweet, I'm emotionally invested now personally. And what you just said, man, I think don't have Cena give up. He can lose, but he'll never give up, man. Well, beautifully said, Mike. And I love that. Guys, thank you so much for staying up. Thank you, John Cena, for everything, including today, everything you have done for the Make-A-Wish for professional wrestling, for the next generation of wrestlers from the indies all the way to NXT, man. And guys, before we get out of here, of course, we got to get our stuff in. Let's get to that shameless promo. Calvin, tell us what you got going on, bro.
Oh man, we got a lot going on. No gimmicks, DFPN. We are ending the year very, very strong. Athena's promotion, Matthew Palmer, Metroplex Wrestling here in DFW. They're closing out the year very, very strong. Had a great 2025, building up to the Texas Rumble here in Texas in 2026. A lot of big names have come and been in the Texas Rumble, so they're building up towards that. We're interviewing all of their top stars over at No Gimmicks, so please come hang out, get to know these guys. Fair point. A lot of the greatest wrestlers ever come from Texas, so you can see a lot of these guys in the beginning of their careers. There's a lot of great wrestlers here in Texas, so please come over to No Gimmicks, say hi to a couple of them. They are excellent at what they do, so come hang out with us. Otherwise, dfpn.com. A lot of great shows. We have a Star Wars show coming in 2026. We have so much coming in 2026. But BCP Plus is kicking back off. I did a lot of great work with the popbreak.com over the past couple of weeks. Shout out to you guys. Please go over, check them out. it's been a fun time. We're ending 2025 on a very, very high note. Thank you guys over here at BCP Plus. Thank you to the BCP Plus faithful for all the support this year. You guys have been awesome to hang out with. Thank you for entrusting me to be your wise man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
The wise man of the BCP. Ain't that the truth? Thank you, Calvin, man. We are not worthy. And Bill, tell us about a little something called the popbreak.com, my friend.
All right, the popbreak.com. We're entering year 16. All the lovely gentlemen on this podcast are a part of the Pop Break, and I'm very proud of that. This has been one of our best years ever. Go check everything out over at thepopbreak.com. Follow us on all forms of social media at the Pop Break, except for YouTube. We are at popbreak.com, all spelled out. If you love wrestling, you'll check out the videos I did, poorly shot, I might add, from AEW Full Gear, the press, the scrum, where I asked both Tony Khan and Mark Briscoe questions. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we'll be covering the Hammerstein Ballroom shows as well. You can also check out my coverage of the opening of Netflix House in Philadelphia. And if you love bands and music, I have 5,000 interviews that it's still coming. A lot of cool stuff. If you love jam bands, I got a lot of stuff over there. If you're a local New Jersey band, I have a lot of Asbury Park stuff coming on with Telegraph Hill Records with their What a Wonderful Year showcase. So go check that out. Socially Distanced is our weekly podcast, the flagship show that I host with BCP's Amanda Rivas. Kelvin was on last week talking about Stranger Things. Well, we just did an episode on the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens, which is crazy to think that's 10 years old.
Whoa.
We're going to be doing a whole bunch of Stranger Things, Fallout, you name it, we're talking about it. And I'm the Bill and the Bill versus the MCU podcast. We're going to be wrapping that up this year. We covered all the animated Marvel features. We did a whole bunch of stuff on the Fox and pre-MC Marvel Studios, Marvel films, which most of them were terrible. And you can check all those out over on the Pop Break. Christ, guys, I had to go to a library to find The Punisher with Thomas Jane, which I saw in college and wrote a review about. It still sucks. It's so bad. Oh, well, listen, brother. I did it for the site, and it sucked. And I watched all the goddamn Ben Affleck and Elektra movies, and they were just as bad. So go check all that stuff out. And thank you, BCP, for letting me write about wrestling, let me write about the New York Giants, and just being a part of the family. So thank you, Rob.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Matt, anything to plug? I hope I'll be seeing you on the radio. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, you can catch me and my intermittent articles at the Pop Break and on BCP Plus. And just taking some time out here to tell everybody, think globally, act locally, support your local businesses, support independent wrestling, and support your local volunteer first aid and firefighters. Look into it yourself. As we always say, imagine if volunteers didn't.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's deep.
So if you're tired of the problem, be part of the solution.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Matt, for that. And Mike, I know you wanted to wrap it up here, man. The floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah. So, Rob, if it's all right, instead of putting myself over, I'd like to take a minute to put all of you guys over. The holidays are upon us, and it is the attitude of gratitude, and that is most important to me during this time of year. I believe firmly that we should aggressively, unabashedly, and freely give out compliments to whoever deserves them, whether they're family, friends, or strangers. You never know what someone's going through, and a random compliment might be exactly what they need to get them through the day. I'm a firm believer in that, and I think this is the perfect time of year to put actions into words instead of the other way around. So I'll start with Matt. I think you are one of the wittiest people I know. You never fail to make me laugh with your comments on Facebook and on the podcast. I cannot wait to finally meet you someday when I visit Jersey, but you better believe that I will be planning that trip around when you are making brisket, because every time I see it on Facebook, I want to eat my screen. So get ready, because I'm going to need some of that.
I'm going to throw one up.
Calvin, yeah, I've heard nothing but good things, and I can't hear anymore. I need to experience it. Calvin, I just want to say that I admire your ambition. I admire your vulnerability and your bravery, especially the incredibly brave wrestling predictions that you make that I often make fun of you for. But You know how serious
Oh
this
man, that's a real kick to the clown right there. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I can't not do something. But again, as someone that I've never actually been in the same room with, I feel like I truly know who you are, and being open and showing people that, and you share a lot about yourself personally that I sometimes have a hard time doing. So I really admire that about you. And also, like Rob said at the beginning of the show, you are an insanely talented interviewer. I love your interviews, and I always want them to go longer than they do. And I think that's the best compliment you can pay to someone is I want to hear you talk more. So keep doing it, and it's awesome. To Bill, while it may not be your actual profession, you are a teacher, and I believe teachers are the most important people in the world. Your ability to guide and give advice without ever coming across as smarter than or looking down on someone is remarkable, and I think it is such a valuable gift to this world. Sophie is so lucky to have you as her dad because you are such an amazing guiding force, and keep doing what you're doing, man, because you give a lot of people a lot of breaks, and that's really awesome. And then finally, Rob, I think your work ethic and your drive is second to none. You are kind, gracious, and willing to go for the things that you want and go to bat for the people that you love and you believe in. You're a very special person, and if karma is real, you've got amazing things coming to you, my man, because you deserve them all. And in a world full of heels, you are truly one of the good guys. And I just want to thank you for letting me be a part of this amazing journey with all of you guys. It's been so awesome getting to know you and be a part of this. And I couldn't ask for a better Christmas gift than to spend it with you guys.
What? Oh, dude, that was like
Trying to make us all cry on here. and
no,
shit?
I'm like,
Yeah,
I was
it's a
gonna break
goal.
first. That's something in my eye.
Fucking
Like,
onion cutter, man.
Thank you, Mike, for this, man. And I think we can all
Wow.
say this, man. We all feel the same way about you, man. You're not here.
Yes.
You are very, very valuable to this podcast, to BCP Plus, to the popbreak.com, man. You bring
Yeah, man.
your unique insight, man. You're always very kind, man. And you always bring something to the table that I don't see coming, man. And more times than not, your predictions are perfect, but just a great human being, man. I think we've all, just outside of this podcast thing, have interacted on a personal level, have talked about our personal lives on Messenger, whatever it is. Hey, do you need anything? Hey, hope you're okay, man. You're traveling. What's going on, man? And that's what I love about this, man. I love that we can all do this also, too, and just put real life in our back pocket for an hour or whatever it is, man. And I appreciate you guys for that more than you know. Many times, man, if I've been going through it, come on here, I forget everything for an hour, man. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Mike, for doing that, man. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, guys. All the love to all you guys. And I'm going to rudely hang up and play advertisements.
Oh yeah, Matt. We should
Pay
should
the
not hang
bills.
out. Yeah.
But
But I'll still be on at the end talking and not realize we're on
all
a
the
live
Ferris
podcast.
Bueller, it was great. But thank you, Mike. That was beautiful, man. And guys,
Yes,
like we
thank
always
you,
say
Mike.
here
Thank you
on
so
BCP
much.
Plus, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of one another. We're out. Peace, guys. The BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here, and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsor, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Conor McCallum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over 150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW Facebook page every week. Are you looking to press play on feeling good again? Well, Twisted Shamrock Studios and Spa, our premier sponsor here on BCP Plus, Delaware County's Retro Recovery Rebels. They're here to rewind time and reboot the way you heal. From therapeutic massage and assisted stretch therapy to glow-up facials and energy work, this is where function meets feel good. Perfect for athletes, overachievers, and everyday Joes and Janes who need real relief with a vintage twist. Not to mention pro wrestlers. Reboot your body, recharge your soul. Rock the retro vibe. Call or text 484-574-8868 or visit twistedshamrockstudiospa.com. Guys, please welcome back our returning podcast sponsor, USDN. USDN Podcast is run by USDN Chairman and the Council of Nerds. We bring you all the latest news and rumors from the world of nerds and consolidate it right here at the U.S. Department of Nerds. USDN is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Follow them at facebook.com/US Department of Nerds. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for 2025, the Ropes and Riffs podcast, featuring Maestro John Kiernan speaking with the stars of professional wrestling about their in-ring, tunage, gear, and so much more. Check out John's interviews with the likes of Lindsay Dorado, Mercedes Martinez, and so much more. Find the Ropes and Riffs podcast on all major podcast platforms. Guys, please welcome back our returning sponsor from the left side. Get hit from the left side with all the wrestling and sports news you can handle. Thank you from the left side for sponsoring the BCP. EM Collectibles. That's right. They feature live signings, collectibles, toys, and more. Be sure to follow them on their Facebook page and stay tuned for upcoming events. Those upcoming events include September 6th, Veteran Pro Wrestling presents September to remember a special appearance by American Gladiator, Malibu, and Glow Star Tiffany Milan. September 27th, 90s Wrestling Con with Scotty Riggs. October 25th, Glory Days Grapple Con 3 with Brutus Beefcake, Harvey Whippleman, Bill Alfonso, and one more possible name, May 2nd, 2026, New England Fan Fest with Annabelle, Heavenly Wilberman, The Headbangers, and Power of Pain. Please welcome our newest podcast sponsor. It's the SDN Podcast for in-depth WWE predictions, pay-per-view reviews, and insightful interviews with wrestling personalities. I highly recommend the SDN Podcast. They cover all the big events and give you expert analysis every single week. Be sure to subscribe and stay updated on everything pro wrestling. Thank you, SDN Podcast, for sponsoring the BCB. ISPW Pro Wrestling presents Headlocks and Home Runs Saturday night, December 6, 2025 in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Tickets are available now at ispwwrestling.com, featuring Vicious Vicky Venuto, Justin Carino, Alex Ryman, Evil Chica, The Shot Callers, Yos Farrell, Ray Calitri, and more. Get your tickets now. Saturday, December 6th in Staten Island, New York. Warriors of Wrestling proudly presents its 18th anniversary event, featuring Trevor Lee, formerly known as Cameron Grimes, also featuring the famous Lock and Key ladder match. Get your tickets now at warriorsofwrestling.com.